Today, I'm going to show you how you can build a drippy vehicle for Rocky. I mean, hot. First up, we're going to start with the man, the myth, the legend, Rocky himself. This is an easy build that anyone can do using any small pieces you have in your collection. I'm not going to go into detail, you can just use the image at the end. Again, drippy, fire. How it works is, we're going to assemble the different portions of Rocky's vehicle together and then assemble it all at the end. We're going to start by building two side portions, mirror of each other. We start with two 1x4 plates, a 1x1 tile on the end of it. The next part of the base consists of a 2x4 plate. What we're trying to do is essentially build this C shape to go around a special function we're going to add, and at the same time make it look like the side of a garbage truck. For the lower half, I used a bigger 1x3 slope, and for the upper half, I used a 1x2 slope, raised that by a stud. The bottom part of the C, we just extended with a 2x2 plate, and I added this yellow piece which sort of had a warning on it. I thought it would work really nice. I got it in a LEGO City construction set a long time ago. Like I said, two of these mirror images. The back door of Rocky's truck is simple. We just need a 1x4 plate for the base. We add in these two curved things on the side, 2x2 plate in the middle. We also add in 1x2 clips so it can attach to these bars on the roof. And finally, we add in this piece I got in a Volcano Explorer set. I just so happened to get all of the sets from the Wave. For the roof, we're going to start off with a 2x4 plate, and then on top of that, we're going to put a trap door piece. These pieces come in several LEGO sets, especially in LEGO City Jails from around 2016. I got a lot of these in one of those sets. On top of it, we're going to do a 6x6 plate. We're going to tile off the middle section of 4x6 studs, and on the edges, we're going to go with these cheese slopes to get this roof look to match the pup houses in the show. Next up, we're going to be doing the wheel assembly. You need to build 4 of this first part, which is simply putting together the wheels and then extending it with some Technic. This is so the wheels aren't rubbing against any of the bulky side armor that we're adding. Would you call that side armor? This is the base plate I use for almost every single Paw Patrol vehicle, 4x8 studs. We're going to be adding a different kind of wheel attachment, though. A 2x2 Technic brick with Technic pins on both sides. And on below that, we're going to add basically a brick layer of things to keep the wheels from being stressed from all the weight of this truck. The other 2x4 thing that you typically use to attach wheels is to stop the forklifts from rubbing against the tires whenever you're driving, because that tends to get in the way. If this video becomes difficult to follow, just set this video to 1/2 speed because I sped up all of the footage to 2x. While we're on the wheels, we may as well start on the front half of the car. So we're going to be working with a 9-stud area. Yeah, you heard that right, a 9-stud area. We're going to be using the front 5 studs of it. We're going to need a lot of inverted bricks for this first brick layer. We need 2 to 4 up front, and again, 2 to 4 facing to the side in the back row of our 5-stud area we're working with. What we're doing is doing a brick layer, then we do a layer of plates, and then in the back we add a 1x6 brick to keep it all together and sort of set the divider. We're doing a second layer of bricks, and on top of this layer of bricks, we're going to be adding seating for Rocky. The seating is the same for every Paw Patrol vehicle unless the pup is special like Liberty or Rex. You need modified seating. 1x2 jumper plate in the front, and behind that a 2x2 tile. The reason we only do 1 stud is so it's easier to take out the pup. As sort of a joke, the wall just behind the seat you can make out of square garbage bins. I thought that was kind of ironic. Unfortunately, I could not find another green garbage bin. I do need to make that swap sometime, though. We finish off the back wall by raising it 2 bricks above the seating, and going with a smooth slope down to finish off a nice transfer. You may be wondering, why hasn't he put anything on top of the garbage bin yet? That's because that's where the roof is going to go. It depends on the second half, which we're building next. The bottom part of the second half of the truck starts off with this really cool piece, and then on the inside of its four-stud area, we can throw in cardboard boxes, bottles, soda cans, anything that Rocky would not lose and rather reuse for his missions, I guess. Then we start going up the side with walls. There aren't really many important details to know other than once we go 2 bricks up, we need to put a 1x2 Technic brick, and then on top of that a normal brick, and in the top row of bricks we need to have a snot brick, at least one, doesn't matter the length. It's so we can attach those side bits that we did earlier. Be sure to subscribe to Jay's Bricks Mix for another month or 2 of Paw Patrol tutorials. You may be thinking, why did we add those technicals? It's for a special function with the crane. You're going to want to do the opposite of what I'm doing here, like mirror it, like with our side bits. We're going to get 2 different Technic arms and a little axle to try to replicate that. Now, the bar in the middle gets a little complicated. This isn't something you can just mirror. One of them is going to have a 1x5, and then we're going to have a bar connector between them. We push that in and it goes all the way to the other side. Now for the next one we do basically the same thing, however I added a 1x4 with a gear or a little knob on the side so we can actually turn this up and down. Sort of like the banana launcher machine. Now we can go ahead and add the side plating, we can add the roof, and we can add the back of Rocky's truck. You may be thinking, we're finished. We're not. There's still one more thing left for us to build, and that's the front of the truck. Why did we build this last? If I'm being real, I lost it whenever I originally filmed this. Okay, we start off with a 1x4 Technic brick and stick in some stud pins. We then need to do a 2-plate gap between our next one of these bricks. Yeah, you basically build the same thing twice. This is actually a pro builder's Lego tip for making these things. Whether you're using snot bricks or Technic bricks, you're using bars or stud attachments like this, you need to have a 2-plate space between the brick for those tinier connections. For the larger connections, it's 4 bricks in between. Hopefully you can squeeze that into the build. We add a plate on the front and do a bunch of air vents to sort of get that detail, and you can add a control panel on top of our stack of bricks if you wanted for Rocky. I didn't do it because I used 2 big cheese slopes for this. And this is our final vehicle. I already have more Paw Patrol content on my channel. If you liked this one, then you'll probably love Liberty's vehicle and Marshall's Ready Race rescue vehicle. Those are some of my finest Paw Patrol builds of all time, and I'm excited to share more of them with you on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe so you don't miss any of my future uploads.